Completion Run!
Fighting Maroots!
Isaw!
Sunken Garden.
Lantern Parade!
Utak!
Puso!
UP!
Pasok ka rito!
Tara sa kwentuhang may utak.
Kwentuhang may puso.
UP atin to!
Kaya alaman, kay buluhan, kay saya. It's K-Time!
Magandang araw mga kasali, kwentuhang may utak, kwentuhang may puso. Ang hatid po namin sa inyo dito sa UP Atento. Ako po si JJ Malate. Special pong ating episode dahil hatid namin sa inyo ang isang serye ng kwentuhang utak at puso. Kasama po ang nagbabalik na K-Time, ang programang pangradyo ng UP Korea Research Center or KRC. Makakasama po natin sa kwentuhan si Venus Samonte. Hi Venus!
Magandang araw sa ating mga K-Sali. This is Venus Samonte and welcome sa UP Atin To, It's K-Time. Dito sa ating episode series, sama-sama nating tatalakay ng experiences ng UP KRC delegates ng Connect 2025 mula sa kanilang kwento, learnings, and unforgettable moments. Ang Connect ay naglalayong i-highlight ang kahalagahan ng Korean studies sa Philippine context at mas palalimin pa ang engagement ng Filipino youth sa Korea-Philippines relations.
In this episode, we'll get to hear first-hand stories ng ating mga delegates, mga kasali, like paano ba talaga ma-experience ang Connect beyond the program itself and what makes it truly memorable for them. So, from learning inside the classroom, no, Venus, to experiences on the ground in Korea, samahan natin silang balikan yung mga moments that shape their understanding of Korean studies and Korea-Philippines relations. Pwedeng-pwede kayong makisali sa ating kwentuhan. Ipadala ang inyong mga komento kung meron kayong shoutout or greetings sa comment section po ng ating live sa DZUP Facebook and YouTube Live. Tayo'y napapakinggan din sa inyong mga radyo sa DZUP 1602 kHz at audio streaming sa dzup.org.
In our previous episode, we had Kriza, Mahir, and Joshaya kung saan ibinahagi nila sa atin ang kanilang mga expectations versus reality patungkol sa Korea.
Yes.
Kung hindi pa yon napapanood, tingnan na lang natin ang saved livestream mula sa DZUP social media pages. At ngayon naman, wala sa kwento ng preparation, connect naman natin ang mga ito sa experience nila sa Korea. Kaya para sa episode na ito, samahan nyo kami sa isang biyahe patungong Korea, hindi bilang turista, kundi bilang scholars, delegates, and cultural learners. Tampok ngayong araw ang kanilang halyo-bilyo experience mula sa campus visits, lectures, hanggang sa pag-explore ng iba't ibang lungsod sa South Korea.
Gusto ko yung Hallyu experience.
Yes.
Kaya kung interesado kayo sa Korea-Philippines relations, cultural exchange, or gusto nyong maranasan ang ganitong opportunities, this episode is for you mga kasali. At para samahan tayo sa usapan this episode, makikisali sa ating kwentuhan sina Gab, Seer, and Mika.
Hello! So unahin naman natin si Nathaniel Gabriel Escueta mula sa Ateneo de Manila University, AB Communication with a minor in Korean Studies and International Business. Hi, Gab.
안녕하세요. Hi, everyone.
Thank you for joining us today. Maliban po kay Gab, kasama rin po natin si Sir Marlo Navasca ng Far Eastern University, BA International Studies, major in International Development and Cooperations. So si Sir pala yung maraming international sa course. Hello, Sir. Annyeonghaseyo. Bati ka sa ating mga kasali.
Hello po, I'm Seer. Yeah, CYR lang po talaga yung pangalan ko.
3 letters.
Very simple. And last but not the least, si Sofia Micaela Sagondera ng Miriam College, BA International Studies, major in International Politics and Peace Studies. Hi, Mika!
Hello, annyeonghaseyo. I'm Mika po.
Ayan, welcome to UP Atento and to DZUP. Simulan na natin, Venus, ang ating kwentuhang utak at puso kasama ang ating mga Connect delegates.
Yes, without further ado, simulan natin sa simple pero importanteng tanong. Ano ang pinakaunang pumasok sa isip nyo when you arrived in Korea? Let's have Mika first.
Siguro before yung Connect, because the images that came first into mind when I think of Korea is good transportation, very advanced technology. So, yun talaga yung first naisip ko about Korea. And when I entered Korea, ganun talaga kaganda ang technology nila and yung transportation system ng Korea. And nakakamangha po talaga, no, how advanced it is, how convenient it is, and how efficient the transportation is din sa Korea. So, yan talaga yung unang pumasok sa isip ko and my impression of Korea.
Nanibago ka ba? Ibang-iba ang
Ay,
transport
talaga
system
po.
natin sa
Opo,
Philippines.
Yes, talaga po. Not like, yun nga po, the reality of our transportation system here sa Philippines na very inconvenient, inefficient. Talaga po dun sa Korea, it's anyone, it's really accessible to everyone, no. Kahit anong age ka, even the elderly, it's accessible for them, no. So talagang it's equitable. The
Okay.
kind of transportation that Korea has is equitable for everyone.
So during your stay, Mika, sa Korea, talagang nag-public transport kayo?
Yes.
Yun talaga ginamit
All
ninyo?
throughout,
Ah.
like
Oh.
from the bus hanggang sa train. So talagang very memorable po sa akin yun sa Korea na. Tapos dun sa bus din meron kaming mga T-money. So yan yung itatap mo dun sa loob ng bus.
Was it easier to get that? Kasi parang nakikita ko lang sa mga K-drama eh. Sorry guys. Diba ganun eh? Madali ba yun
opo,
bilhin?
madali
Binibili
po.
ba siya?
Doon po sa mga convenience stores ng
Okay.
Korea. So you can may load na pong kasama doon sa Korea once you purchase it. Tapos you can easily load it, reload it again doon sa loob ng convenience store. So ayun po, ganun po ka-accessible, no, yung ano nila sa Korea.
Kung si Mika ay kung ano yung expectation niya, ganun din yung dinatnan niya sa Korea. How about si Gab naman? Ano yung first impression mo?
Honestly, for me po, when I first went to Korea, everything felt so surreal, especially as someone who's been a K-pop and K-drama fan since I was in high school, elementary. But I guess, to contrast what Mika said naman po, no, before going to Korea, I thought I was gonna be like ready for the weather na. Kasi sabi ko, I'm from the Philippines, I can handle Korea's heat.
Very resilient.
And then, naka-ano pa ako, no, naka-hoodie pa ako and ang kakapal ng suot ko. But then, when we landed sa South Korea talaga, grabe, sobrang init na I really felt like I was dying. Especially because when we went to our hotel po also, nag-public transpo din po kami. So parang palipat-lipat kami ng tren. Hawak-hawak namin yung mga malalaki naming maleta. Pawis na kami. And I think even if it was hard, walking under the sun, I think it's like a good experience din po, especially since parang nagsasama-sama kaming mga pare-parehas na delegate na nasa under ng init ng araw, and parang even if hindi pa kami ganun ka-close, parang naging close kami because of that experience. And ayun po, pero going back to what Mika said also, I think the transportation system was also really like efficient and organized kasi honestly, when we went there also po, parang hindi po namin alam yung place. We don't know how to go around, but they have this app po kasi called Naver Maps. And with that map po, like sasabihin niya talaga anong sasakyan mo, saan ka pupunta. It's really accurate. Even the time kung kailan dadating yung train or kung anong oras ka dadating sa destination mo, ibibigay po talaga sa iyo ng maps. Kaya when I eventually went back to Korea again after the program, parang even if first time ko lang din po doon with my family naman, the next time na pumunta ako po yung naging navigator namin. It was really easy for me at least to like help them navigate or go to the places that we wanted to go to po.
That's very good to hear, Gab. No? How about si Sir naman? Pag-usapan naman natin ang first impression ni Sir.
First impression siguro yung unang pumasok sa isip ko nung pumunta kami sa Korea is once we get out sa airport, siguro yung inisip ko talaga is like, this is it. Like, first country ko outside the Philippines, and parang it's South Korea. So, pwede ko siyang i-romanticize. Pwede ko rin naman siyang, it's a good first country na bisitahin. Especially na I don't have prior experience before. And actually, kwento ko na lang din. Yung expectation ko, relatively, ganun din naman yung reality. Kasi before nun, nung medyo sure na tutuloy kami sa Connect, nanonood na ako ng mga YouTube videos. Alam niyo yung mga...
Kinukondisyonan niya.
Kinukondisyon ko na yung sarili ko. And parang yung mga walkthroughs, yung mga 2 oras na naglalakad, yung parang merong gimbal or something, 360 views. And parang kinukondisyon ko yung sarili ko. Maglalakad kami. O, yun, maraming lakaran to, yung mga transpo and such. And yeah, that's the reality of South Korea nung nandun kami sa from July to August. So yeah.
Ito ba ay mga first time ba ninyong makapunta sa South Korea?
Yes.
Oh, that's last year.
Yes.
Tama, no? Okay. Maraming salamat sa pagbibigay ng first impression. Gusto naming simulan yung first impression kasi mas magandang mag-deep dive kapag, alam mo yon, may impression muna tapos doon na tayo sa mas malalim na usapan. Let's talk about naman yung inyong campus visits and academic experience. Kasi after your initial experience upon arriving in Korea, ayan na, ito na yung heart of your program, di ba? The main purpose ng inyong study tour, itong academic exposure through lecture, seminars, and university visits. Pag-usapan natin yun, meron bang topic or lecture na pinakatumatak sa inyo during your stay or while you're doing your academic tour? Simulan natin kay Mika.
Yes, so isa dun sa mga universities na we visited is Hanyang University. Yung nag-lecture po dun si Dr. Aaron Kim. And then yung topic po kasi nun is about sustainable development. And we basically discussed the core of sustainable development and how innovation is needed, no, in achieving sustainable development, no. And then, syempre, pinag-usapan din namin yung SDGs of how it's important that actually South Korea is leading, no, or is one of the role models of achieving SDGs. And I think ang dami kong I learned a lot from Dr. Aaron Kim, no, nung nag-visit kami dun sa Hanyang University.
Ito bang topic na to, is this something personal sa
Yes,
iyo
it's-
na very interested ka talaga
Yes,
sa mga
very,
katong
very
usapin?
interested ako sa sustainable development, especially when we talk about talking about very innovative ideas, no? Because as the world is experiencing more complex challenges, more issues for development, security, and peace, kailangan din ng outside of the box ideas, no? In harnessing these kinds of issues and challenges. So, yun po.
Thank you, Mika. How about you, Gab? Meron bang tumatak na lecture para sa'yo?
Siguro for me, more than the university visits, I think isa sa pinaka tumatak sa akin ay yung pagpunta namin sa Wednesday demonstration. Kasi parang nakaka-soft lang sa puso ko na yung South Korea, it's really a country that never forgets. And nakakalungkot lang din, especially sa case natin in the Philippines. Parang ang dali kasi nating makalimot. Although maraming tao na patuloy pa ding lumalaban dun sa mga biktima or mga comfort women during the Japanese War. I think for South Korea talaga, for Koreans at least, parang sila yung tipo ng tao na hindi nakakalimot and ginagamit nila yung memories nila, yung history nila for awareness, and they hold on to that to continue fighting for what is right. And ginagamit din nila yung history nila, yung mga kaalaman nila para in the future, they don't commit the same mistakes that they have committed in the past, and gamitin nila yon para patuloy na, turuan yung mga kabataan na ito yung nangyari sa atin noon at sana matuto kayo from this para mas maging maganda yung kinabukasan natin as a country.
That's something that we can learn from them.
Yes.
That's a very good answer. Wow, talagang wonderful answer, Gab. Thank you, Gab. How about si Sir naman? Meron bang tumatak sa utak at puso mo na lecture?
Yeah, actually, ang daming lectures na sobrang relevant niya sa college program ko. Like for example, yung INHA, which is yung international relations, in relevance niya sa religion. And meron din yung sa Dongguk, yung multiculturalism nila doon. And even yung, sabi ni Mika, with Dr. Kim sa Hanyang, which talks about with the SDGs. And I gotta agree with Mika kasi international development, yun na rin yun eh. Nasa program ko na. So, yun na yung pinaka-focus ko. So, yung nakatatak talaga sa akin is how the lens outside the Philippines. Of course, Dr. Kim has been working a lot sa grassroots level. And yung mga kinikwento niya during those lectures, even the lunch, nung nag-lunch kami, yun yung palagi niya sinasabi, yun yung pinag-uusapan namin. And yung mga experience niya and paano kami na estudyante pa lang, what we could do para at least maituloy yung advocacies niya. Yeah.
Ooh, those are really interesting answers. Actually, parang related siya sa incoming Miss Universe Philippines. Like, very expound.
Correct.
But it's actually very necessary for us to learn about these. So, naging fulfilling naman yung stay niyo sa Korea so far. Siguro aside sa naging initial impressions natin in connection dun sa naging lectures na attenda natin or to the other experiences we garnered outside of the university visits, meron bang moment na nagbago sa perspective niyo regarding Korea? We could have Sir again.
Okay. Actually, on top of my mind, babalik ulit ako like in the second question na yung university. So, kasi pumunta rin kami sa University of North Korean Studies. And of course, parang yung assumption namin, North Korea, of course. Parang meron kaming pessimistic point of view. And nung pumasok kami sa University of North Korean Studies, very welcoming sila. And nag-tour pa kami sa campus nila. Pumunta kami sa library, sa archives nila. Then makikita mo yung TV ng North Korea, yung signal nila nandun eh. So napapanood namin yung TV ng North Korea while in South Korea. So maybe that's something na I can consider na nagbago sa point of view ko in terms of North Korea and South Korea.
That's really interesting. What about you, Gab?
Ako, for me, I think na-challenge din yung notion ko of South Korea in a way that, for context kasi, before we went to South Korea, parang for me, there's this preconceived notion that as much as I want to romanticize the country, I'm also really scared because for the longest time, I've known South Korea to be a really conservative country. And as a queer man, as a Southeast Asian man with like a brown skin, I was really scared going there kasi natatakot ako na what if ma-experience ko yung ibang stories ng ibang tao na maharas sila along the way while walking, and especially we went there during summer, so some of my fits talaga pang summer din siya, so kinakabahan talaga ako na baka mamaya habang naglalakad ako mag-isa may umaway sa akin. But then eventually when I went there, yung ine-expect ko, kabaligtaran niya yung naramdaman ko and na-experience ko, because South Korean people, they're really nice, even like yung older generation, and parang pwede natin sila bigyan ng thumbs up doon, no? Kasi parang when you think about it, especially for their older generation, it's really hard kasi sobrang bilis nung naging shift nila from, not really like well-off country to somehow developed country na ngayon. Pero even with that, parang yung pagtanggap nila sa mga foreigners na bumibisita sa kanila, or yung pagtanggap nila sa people like me, they're really nice. They even told us like we look pretty, and nagbibigay sila ng discount, ng mga extra item, and ayun, parang ang sarap lang din sa puso kasi yung kinakatakutan ko, kabaliktaran pala yung mangyayari kasi sobrang init nung pagtanggap nila sa amin.
Oh, that's really nice to hear. Ang warm ng welcome. Sige, what about you, Vika?
Actually, the same ako with Gab. I've actually heard or read some posts online before my trip to Korea na there's this preconceived notion of communities or people coming from other countries to Korea, and nahaharas nga sila, na antagonize pa nga sila by the Korean community. And actually, same with Gab, natakot din ako before going to Korea because this is my first time going out of the country alone, like without my family, no? So nandun yung takot. But same as Gab, when we were interacting with the elderly sa mga stores, and even the students, no, very welcoming sila, very happy pa nga sila na may nakikita silang Pinoy, no, visiting them, going to their stores, visiting their stores. So yun, nagbago talaga yung perception ko, and perception ko sa mga Koreans na there are it's not entirely true, no, na Koreans antagonize people from other countries, no. So yun po para sa
Tsaka saturated naman na
Opo,
kasi yung mga
saturated
nakikita
po
natin
talaga yan.
na mga information about it online, di ba?
That's true.
Mm-mm.
That's true.
Ayan,
Okay.
after we talked about the campus visits and academic experiences, pag-usapan naman natin yung city tours and cultural exposure kasi napuntahan nyo pala, ang dami nyo palang napuntahan. Napuntahan nyo ang Seoul, ang Incheon, ang Cheonan, Jeonju at Busan. Meron bang city na pinaka nag-stand out sa inyong tatlo? And bakit? Why do you think nag-stand out yun? Let's start with Gab. bunutan to.
Okay, bunutan pala ako pala yung una. Siguro, well, lahat naman ng city sa akin nag-stand out, pero siguro may dalawang pinaka nag-stand out sa akin. First, of course, would be Seoul, kasi that's the Korea that I've been seeing online, and it was really fun. We went to Myeongdong, we were able to eat like food. Sorry, ang ganda kasi ng experience namin sa Myeongdong. Marami akong core memories here with my friends. We were able to eat like foods. Sobrang sarap ng foods. And yeah, but siguro pinaka nag-stick din sa akin is yung experiences namin sa Busan. Kasi when we think of Busan, or when I think of Busan, inisip ko parang probinsya sa South Korea. So parang iniisip ko parang, oh, maybe slow lang yung life dito kasi may dagat. But then when I went there, doon ko na-realize na totoo pala yung sinasabi nila na pali-pali culture. Wherein, lahat sila nagmamadali. Oo, lahat nagmamadali. Tapos, actually, nung una, parang magugulat ka kasi parang the way they speak also, very heavy yung Korean accent nila. So, mag-a-assume ka talaga na, hala, galit ba sila sa akin? But then, in-explain ni Doc Bay, yung kasama po namin, na that's really normal and hindi talaga sila galit. That's really just the way they speak. And it was also really fun kasi core memory din sa akin yung nagpunta kami sa beach. Kasi I think being with these people, 9 delegates, Doc Bay, 2 weeks sa country na minsan nyo lang mapuntahan and wala kayong alam sa isa't isa. It's a really, once in a lifetime opportunity, and parang ang sarap lang sa feeling na may experience mo to with them, and then at the same time, nakakalungkot. Ang okay, pero nakakalungkot siya kasi parang ma-realize mo na parang hindi na to mangyayari ulit. So, sulitin na natin yung mga memories na magagawa natin nang sama-sama tayo. And then, ayun, ang sarap mag-swimming kasi ang init. Tapos malamig yung dagat nila. Sobrang lamig ng dagat nila. Yeah.
Kanina nabanggit mo, na-enjoy mo yung stay mo sa Seoul. Meron bang certain spot doon na you would like to recommend sa ating mga listeners? Malay natin, they want to explore din the Seoul.
I think for me, okay, as much as like a lot of people will tell you guys not to go to Myeongdong kasi gets naman, overpriced talaga yung mga binibenta nila sa Myeongdong. Pero siguro, especially if it's your first time, I recommend that you guys go there. Kasi parang that's the Korea na nakikita natin online eh. And dun mo talaga parang ma-experience or ma-feel or magsisink in sa'yo na, nasa Korea na ako. And ayun, madaming mabibilhan ng mga goods or souvenirs or mga pasalubong for friends. Madaming mabibilhan ng skincare. Nandun na lahat basically, but just be mindful na lang din when you're gonna buy something kasi mag-compare and contrast muna kayo ng mga prices nila kasi minsan magugulat ka sa ibang store mas mura siya. So wag kayo magpadalas-dalas sa pagbili.
Dapat libutin nyo muna
Huwag
yun.
madala sa pali-pali culture.
Thank you sa advice. Baka ganun kasi ako eh. If ever man na mag-visit ako ng Korea, kung makakita ako ng skincare, baka bilhin ko na siya. Hindi pala dapat ganun, no? I-explore muna. Thank you, Gab. Si Mika naman, meron bang tumatak or nag-stand out sa'yo na city?
May isang spot dun sa yung ICT Technological Tower. Alala nyo, yung parang nag-simulation kasi doon sa loob ng tower, nag-simulation yung the Highland Company ng futuristic world of Korea. So, nag-ano kami, parang may mga rides, ayun, dun sa loob.
Saan? Ipakita.
So, yan, parang ang laki ng TV na yan. It's a really immersive exhibit. Ayun. And then, dyan, parang it's a ride siya. Nandun, sa loob si Gab. Sa likod si Gab. Yun po. So, it's basically the theme of that place is what would the future look like, or the most advanced kinds of technology would look like years from now. So nakakatuwa talaga kasi parang it's really another world. So, and I really like very immersive museums and exhibits na ganyan. So yun, nakakatuwa talaga siya. And it's really fun to go inside. I think we had a good time.
It's a very memorable experience for Mika. How about si Sir? Meron bang nag-stand out sa'yo na city?
Siguro yung pinaka nag-stand out sa akin, Incheon. Kasi ano siya, laid back, very chill, relaxing. Compared mo sa Seoul. I mean, palagi ako nasa Manila palagi ako nasa Quezon City. So, palaging nagko-commute syempre, ang daming tao. And nung nasa Incheon kami, sobrang chill lang namin. Kahit na naglalakad kami ng sobrang layo, parang 10 tao pa lang yung nakikita namin. So, siguro yun yung pinaka-memorable experience or memorable city sa akin, Incheon. Kasi parang may peace of mind ako nung nandun ako.
So, ganung tao pala si Sir. Gusto niya chill lang, di ba?
Very laid back.
Very laid back. Ayan, that's a very good experience. Okay. This time naman, pag-usapan natin yung unique features of Korea. Ayan, let's talk about what makes Korea unique. Ayan, meron tayong tanong dito. Anong observation ninyo sa society in terms of kanina nababanggit public systems, 'di ba? And then meron ding nabanggit na yung sa protest. Any parallels to take from Korea to the Philippines? What do you think, guys?
Yung nabanggit ko nga kanina na parang hindi talaga sila nakakalimot sa mga ginagawa. And I think they're also very critical of their government. So I think that's one thing to learn, especially coming from the Philippines. I think we really need to be critical when it comes to our government and hold these public officials accountable, especially with the decisions that they're making. That's of course affecting the Filipino community, and as Filipinos also, it's really important that we do not forget our history, our past, and patuloy natin ipaglaban yung mga causes, advocacies natin. Kasi if patuloy lang tayong mananatiling tahimik, if hindi tayo lalaban para sa better systems sa country natin, may it be transpo, may it be for the PWDs, especially since ayun nga, I think ang dami din nilang programs and initiatives for PWDs, for the youth. I think ayun nga, parang maganda na, and considering that yung development nga ng South Korea, very recent din, na-realize ko na parang hindi naman pala kailangan maghintay pa tayo ng 100 million years para ma-achieve natin yung ganitong kagandang system. Kailangan lang na talaga natin ng maayos na mga pinuno sa government positions. Kailangan natin ng maayos na leader, and kailangan tayo rin mismo as citizens of our country, we take the initiative to do something para ma-achieve natin yung future natin na hindi lang naman para sa isa or dalawang tao, kundi para sa buong bansa din natin, especially those na mga nasa minority na hindi masyadong napapakinggan. And sorry, can I add also something? I think more than that, I think super na-appreciate ko din kung gaano kalaki yung importance na binibigay ng South Korea when it comes to their art and culture, especially I'm in the field of communication. Ang pinaka-passion ko talaga is filmmaking and storytelling. Pero kasi when you talk about that here in the Philippines, sobrang hirap kasi una sa lahat, mahirap kasi walang budget and hindi masyadong malaki yung suporta na binibigay for people like us na nasa field na to. Pero sa South Korea, may career ka talaga kapag nasa field ka ng communication, film storytelling. Sinusuportahan talaga sila. And that's why I think sobrang naging maganda rin yung development ng media nila kasi nabibigyan ng atensyon, nabibigyan ng pansin, and nabibigyan ng suporta yung mga individual na may passion talaga for this kind of thing.
You won't be scared to enter yung field ng art sa kanila.
Oh, that's a really interesting perspective. What about you, Sir? Siguro in terms of parallels ng Korea to the Philippines, in terms of kung relatively affordable ba yung mga pagkain nila for their citizens, or kung kumusta ba yung hustle culture ng Korea sa Philippines?
Oh, okay. Hustle culture. Actually, meron akong good experience about hustle culture. Kasi, kwento ko na lang din. Nung nasa Jeonju kami, di ba ako yung may camera, so parang photographer ng group. Then, nawala kasi yung lens cap ko. So, kailangan ko, syempre, protection ng camera ko, yung lens. So, pumunta ako sa isang store ng camera, of course. Then, nung bumibili ako, tinawaran ko yung ND filter at saka yung lens cap. Then parang ano yun? Ayaw nung nagbebenta na tumawad, parang sabi ko 7,000, 8,000, 9,000. Tas wala. So ang ending nun, parang yung original price Yan. Actually, parang 500 won lang yung na minus sa akin eh. So, ganun sila ka strict sa presyo nila. Tsaka parang actually naawa na rin ako kay tatay nun eh. Nung binenta niya sa akin, parang 500 less. So, yun yung yung hustle culture nila, parang they took pride sa products na binebenta nila. Hence, parang they give very much parang importansya sa business nila in order to thrive. So, yeah, I think that's one thing na
Oh, thank you for that, Sir. Ikaw ba, Mika, what about in terms of cuisine and yung culture preservation outside arts?
Yes, ayan, dahil tanghali ang UP atin to.
Siguro in terms of cuisine, kasi hindi ako mahilig sa spicy food kasi. So, when I found out na, yun nga, Korea offers a lot of spicy food, tolerable siya naman at first, na nakakayanan ko naman, no. Pero there are some dishes na munti ka na akong umiiyak. pero overall, the food that we ate, all of the cuisines that we ate dun sa Korea, it's really unique, it's really tasty pa rin talaga, no. And in terms of the art, the preservation of art and their culture, alam mo, I really want to mention one museum that we went to. It's called the War and Women Human Rights Museum. It preserves the memory of the not only actually the Korean comfort women, not only the halmonis, but all of the comfort women, no, across Southeast Asia and other parts of the world, no. And makikita mo talaga doon sa loob ng War and Women's Human Rights Museum. They involve a lot of forms of art to preserve the memory. And ang makikita mo din dun sa loob ng museum is the archives and the real documents that were used during the World War II era, and when the Japanese military established the system of the comfort women. All of the real documents were there. And of course, pagpasok ko, I just wish that the Philippines, no, could also reach and could also achieve that kind of level of memory preservation, that kind of visibility for the Filipino comfort women. So I think that's really one thing that we can learn from Korea, no, kasi yung situation dito kasi talaga ng the Filipino comfort women, their visibility is heavily dependent on our civil society actors. So yung state level support na nakukuha ng mga Filipino comfort women, it's not really the same as how the Korean comfort women receive, no. So I think in those kinds of areas we can really learn, no, from Korea.
Oh, thank you so much, Mika. Actually, like last month in April, we had the colloquium at Mika's school, and that was her topic, which was about comfort women, as one of the Connect activities of the Connect participants. Now, let's move on. Aside sa ating mga experiences with tourism, with culture, and with everything Korea-related, what about the connections that we just made? Meron pa ba kayo nakaka-contact na naging kakilala nyo during your stay in Korea? Let's start with Gab again first.
I think for me, yeah, it's I guess meron, pero usually we support each other through IG stories kapag nakikita namin na gumraduate na sila, or kapag may nakikita silang post namin na related to South Korea or related to our achievements. They really take the time to react and, congratulate us sa mga heights and na endeavors namin na na-achieve namin. And it's really fun because, despite the language barrier, we really take the time to still connect, and even if we only met each other for a day, nandun pa rin yung connection, which is the essence of the program. Nandun pa rin yung connect. And
Na-connect. Love that.
it's not really just limited to the South Koreans we met in South Korea, but also the Filipino scholars na under the GKS program. Very supportive din sila sa amin, and they're really very warm. And I guess siguro they also really want us to, try applying for opportunities in the future in South Korea and maybe achieve those things that they have been achieving as well.
So these friends, you usually meet them during the lectures, or is it during your free time?
We usually meet them during our lectures.
Oh, that's so interesting. What about you, Mika?
Yun, same as Gab. Yung mga nakilala namin sila yung mga student volunteers kasi sila yung nag-accompany sa amin during the campus tour. And ayun, along the way, nakakonect din talaga kami sa kanila. And yung mga Pico scholars, sila yung Filipino scholars in Korea. Sila, very supportive sila throughout our stay. We also visited the Philippine Embassy in Seoul, Korea with one of the Pico scholars. So, ayun. And then, as of now, ayun, same as them, nagiging active IG story liker sila. So, if, ayun, nakapost sila ng big event, ayun, supportive naman sila and ako for them. So,
Oh, very nice. Ikaw ba, Sir? Majority ba naman naging friends mo, naging South Koreans or kapwa Southeast Asians din?
Mostly South Koreans. Pero actually hindi kami IG mutes ng mga ibang ng Southeast Asian and other nationalities. Pero like aside from the students, meron din naman kaming connections with professors. Like in Dongguk si Prof. Andrew. So Prof. Andrew sa Hanyang si Dr. Kim. So, yun, lately, meron kaming interaction with Dr. Kim last January kasi pumunta siya dito sa Pinas. Then, para may program siya. Then, nag-volunteer kami actually ni Mika doon. Then, meron kaming interaction, meron kami mga calling cards nila. And kapag mayroong opportunities and maybe kapag gusto namin mag-usap, then i-email na lang namin. But in a side note, in terms of social media, I think very limited lang sa akin.
Meron bang particular na story with them kapag nakikipag-interact kayo with them?
Si Dr. Kim mostly during lunch, during mealtime, doon talaga lumalabas yung mga kwentuhan namin, doon lumalabas outside academic, doon na lumalabas yung about yung experience nila as a professional. Then kami rin as estudyante na nandun sa South Korea. Then parang very casual and very laid back lang din yung interaction namin.
How about sila Gab and Mika? Meron bang tumatak na interaction with Korean peoples or Southeast Asian people?
for me, si Dr. Aaron. So, special mention talaga si Dr.
Shout out.
Aaron. Shout out talaga. Because during our conversations with him over lunch, he really emphasized the role of the youth. Kasi yun naging yung core discussion din namin nung nasa Hanyang University. And he really emphasized that our role as a youth is really important in the future, no? In innovating ideas, kasi kami talaga yung who can give out the most creative ideas and tackling the most complex issues towards sustainable development. So nakakatuwa lang talaga to have like a mentor, a mentor in Korea. So nakakataba ng puso po talaga. So,
thanks, Mika. Si Gab.
I guess for me, more than having people from the academe naman, siguro yung mga friends, people na nakilala ko rin sa South Korea, it's really fun meeting them. And I guess parang yung pinaka-tumatak din sa akin is parang they've told me na next time if gusto kong pumunta ulit sa Korea or if pupunta man akong Korea, sinasabi nila na parang I should just send them a message and then we can go out together, tour South Korea or whatever city that we're going in. And then sasamahan nila ako, and I guess parang it's something that I also really look forward to kasi next time na pupunta ako sa South Korea, alone man ako or with family, I know na parang may people ako doon na malalapitan and may people doon na handang i-welcome ako open arms.
Ayan. Last year pa ito nangyari, pero talagang alam na alam pa nila Venus yung mga experiences that they got from Connect 2025. Sige, we'll just have a short break. Bibitinin muna natin ang ating mga tagapakinig at ating mga taga-subaybay sa episode. Marami pa tayong pagkakwentuhan sa ating pagbabalik. Kasama pa rin po ang ating mga delegates sa Connect 2025, si Nathaniel Gabriel Escueta of Ateneo de Manila University, Sir Marlon Navasca of Far Eastern University, and si Sofia Micaela Segundera of Miriam College.
Maaari po kayo magpadala ng inyong mga komento, katanungan, shoutout, or greetings sa comment section ng DZUP, Facebook, at YouTube Live.
Ito pa rin pong UP Atento, kwentuhang may utak, kwentuhang may puso na may K. Sa DZUP 1602, K Salika.
Halika na
Magandang araw mga kasali. Narito ang ilang mga paalala upang mapanatili ang kaligtasan habang nasa mga pampublikong sasakyan. Iwasang magsuot ng mga alahas o kaya na may maglabas ng mga mamahaling gadget. Lagi ring i-check ang mga dalang gamit. Ilagay ang bag at iba pang mga bitbitin sa harapan o sa kandungan kung ikaw ay nakasakay na. At higit sa lahat, mahalagang lagi maging alerto at mapagmasid sa iyong paligid. Ang mga paalalang ito ay hatid sa inyo ng DZUP 1602, Kasali Ka.
Hello?
Iha, yung nanay mo na aksidente.
Ha?
Sinugod siya sa ospital pero kailangan ng pera. Ipadala mo na lang sa bank account.
Bakit po sa bank account? Puntahan ko na lang po kayo. Saang ospital po ba?
Kasi...
Kaano-ano niyo po si Mama? Ano
basta.
po bang pangalan ninyo? Manloloko? Scammer? Maaaring i-report ang ganitong insidente sa Philippine National Police sa hotline na 117. Isang paalala mula sa DZUP 1602, kasali ka.
Pasok ka rito.
Tara sa kwentuhang may utak.
Kwentuhang may puso.
UP atin to.
Kay alaman, kay buluhan, kay saya. It's K-Time!
Nagbabalik ang kwentuhang may utak, kwentuhang may puso na may K. It's UP atin to, it's K-Time.
So with us are our lovely delegates, Gab, Sir, and Mika. Hello po ulit.
Ayan, batin muna ulit. Baka may mga isa-shoutout ang ating mga delegates. Si Gab. Bati ka ulit sa ating mga listeners and viewers.
Hi listeners, I hope you all are doing okay. Hi sa pamilya ko. Hi mama, ate, kuya. Hi sa friends ko, sa Ateneo. I love you all.
Thanks, Gab. Si Sir naman, shoutout ka ulit, Sir.
Shout out kay Airmats, Airpods, kuya and ate, friends from FEU.
Thank you, Sir. How about si Mika? Shoutout ka, Mika.
Hello, shout out sa mom, dad. Hello, mama. Hello, papa. I made it! Charot! Ang okay. Hello din sa aking mga blockmates, sa MC, and all my other friends sa MC and Cisco.
Yan. Ipagpatuloy natin ang ating kwentuhang utak at puso kasama pa rin ang ating mga inimbitahang panauhin in this episode, Venus.
Ngayon naman, balikan natin ang kabuuan ng inyong experience. Ano sa tingin nyo ang pinaka-importanteng natutunan nyo sa program at paano nito naapektuhan ang inyong academic or career direction?
Alam naman namin na marami kayong natutunan. Based doon pa lang sa unang bahagi ng ating usapan, marami na silang naibahagi na insights. Siguro the top na pinaka natutunan nyo from this experience? Sinong gustong unang magbahagi? ABC ba to? Okay, si Sir na muna.
Kasi sa program ko, we deal with different nationalities. So, nakikipag-usap kami sa iba't iba, like outside the Philippines. So, I guess one thing na pinaka-importante sa akin is, again, cultural sensitivity. Of course, kumbaga parang kami yung pumapasok sa culture nila eh. So, we need to be sensitive, we need to be vulnerable and open also sa kanila. Kasi, yun nga, parang it's a learning and also an exchange between us. So, we open ourselves sa different cultures while also respecting them. So, I think that's one thing na very tumatak sa akin.
Thank you. Thank you, Sir. Si Gab?
I guess, for me naman, yung pinaka natutunan ko talaga, especially as someone who's really passionate about cross-cultural communication and someone who's planning to, study abroad after college, siguro na-realize ko na yung humanity naman, it doesn't need to be built. It's already there. And masaya ko na yung sa pagiging open ko, even if, we're talking to people from completely different cultures, parang nagkaroon pa rin kami ng shared understanding, and as much as, di ba, kasi online nakikita natin may mga feuds nga sa isa't isa, may mga preconceived notions tayo na nabubuo sa people from other nationalities, especially today, kasi di ba, grabe ang state ng mundo natin, and it's very easy to, demonize or antagonize other people from other nationalities because of the things that have been happening to us. Pero I guess at the end of the day kasi, what really matters is we employ empathy and maging open tayo sa pakikipag makipag-usap not just to our fellow Filipinos but also sa mga people ng other nationalities from other culture, and kung magiging open nga tayo sa kanila, and tulad nga ng sinabi ni Sir, no, kung magiging magkakaroon tayo ng respeto sa kanila, I guess, mahahanap natin yung common ground natin, and marirealize natin na at the end of the day, pare-parehas lang din naman tayo at pare-parehas tayong tao.
Thank you, Gab. May binago ba ito sa pagtingin mo sa Korea-Philippines relations?
Definitely, yes. Kasi, again, as mentioned, for the longest time, I feel like may takot eh. 'Di ba, parang Filipinos na parang usually na-discriminate, and then Southeast Asians based sa kwento na naririnig ko and nakikita ko sa social media, but then na-realize ko na yung nakikita natin sa social media hindi pala yun yung buong situation ng relationship ng Philippines and South Korea. Beyond that, may magaganda rin palang experiences yung mga fellow Filipino natin, and I guess parang we need to capitalize on that and build from that experience para mas mapaganda pa natin yung relationship not just ng leaders ng dalawang country but also ng mga citizen nila.
Thank you, Gab. Ikaw naman, Mika, ano yung pinaka-importanteng natutunan mo sa experience na ito? Ikaw ay international studies major in international politics and international everything. Major.
Siguro po sa akin, at this, I'm really going back to when we participated doon sa Wednesday demonstration, and nung bumisita nga po kami doon sa War and Women Human Rights Museum. So it really taught me the importance of never forgetting your history, no, never forgetting of the war atrocities that happened, no, especially to the comfort women, and not only the comfort women but all women, no, involved in war, the women and children affected, no, by war atrocities. So it's really important that in preserving that memory, we use different kinds of art. Actually, nung nag-colloquium, I'd like to share lang, nung nag-colloquium ako dun sa Miriam College, hindi lang nag-colloquium but sumabay yung isang class exhibit namin sa isang subject, IPPS 104 Gender Law in the class, and doon sa exhibit na yun, we made an exhibit about women, peace and security, no. So yan yung I introduced that idea doon sa classmates ko. Oh, what if we also do an exhibit like that is inspired nung experience ko sa Korea, no. So it's important nga that we preserve memory, that we never forget our history, and to always value the importance of preserving our history.
Napaka-rich ng mga natutunan ng ating mga delegates. Venus, maraming salamat on sharing your takeaways and reflections. Gusto naming mag-move forward dito naman sa youth relevance na discussion point. Meron ba kayong maipapayo sa mga gustong sumali sa ganitong program? Dapat ba nilang i-grab ang mga ganitong opportunities? Ano sa tingin ninyo? Let's start with Sir.
Okay. Actually, yung program na to, curveball siya eh. Parang unexpected. Curveball siya. So,
paano mo nga ba nalaman yung program na ito, Sir?
Exactly. Sinend lang siya sa group chat namin actually. Okay. Sa parang batch group chat namin sa FEU. And then parang open for application, connect. Then ako, di ko muna pinansin syempre. So nung malapit na yung deadline, doon ako nag-apply. Then nung in process ng application ko, parang di ko naman inaasahan or unexpected talaga siya. And then nung sinabi ng department chair ko noon na ako yung mapupunta sa Connect, of course, meron 50% matutuloy, 50% baka hindi. And then nung na-approve na yung visa ko, 75% matutuloy, 25% hindi.
Hindi pa rin.
Doon noong nasa Korea na ako, syempre 100% na. And parang kahit hindi mo siya expected or hindi mo siya plinano, meron nga tayong parang meron akong philosophy na kapag di mo plinaplano, mas natutuloy. Kumbaga parang spontaneous ka sa mga ginagawa mo. Of course, kailangan mo pa rin ng safety nets, pero kapag di mo plinaplano isang bagay, mas natutuloy. So, in this case, natuloy yung Connect. Di ko naman plinano. Yun siya.
Maraming salamat, Sir. Si Gab naman, anong maipapayo mo sa mga gustong sumali or sa mga interested sa mga ganitong klaseng programs?
Ako for me, just like what Sir has been saying also, I think you really just need to go for it. Kasi especially as someone who's very insecure, parang nung una talaga, parang iniisip ko, dapat pa ba akong tumuloy dito? Mag-apply ba ako or matatanggap pa ako? But then eventually, hinayaan ko lang na gawin ng universe yung magic niya. Nag-apply ako, I did my best, and pinakita ko yung puso ko sa application na sinubmit ko. And then eventually, yung passion ko, natanggap ako because of my passion, and now yung mga advocacies ko, nakakagawa ako ng tangible actions to actually achieve them through this program. And I guess yung mapapayo ko din talaga sa listeners is that kapag may mga opportunity din kayo na ganito, of course, huwag niyo siya tingnan sa rose-tinted glass. Hindi naman palaging magiging masaya yung opportunity or yung experience nyo. Definitely, nung nagpunta kami sa South Korea, hindi siya parang, yes, sa South Korea ako, ang saya-saya ko. May kasama din siyang pagod, may mga unexpected na mga bagay na nangyari sa amin, and may mga bagay na parang nalungkot kami, whatever. Pero at the end of the day, i-seize mo lang talaga yung moment, and even if may mga mangyari mang masama, don't let it take over you. Patuloy ka lang with a smile and laban lang.
Thanks, Gab. That's so good to hear. Mika, ikaw?
If the opportunity presents or is in front of you, take it. Kasi unexpected din actually yung discovery ko of Connect. Yung former department chairperson forwarded the email application for Connect sa akin, and then that's how the story unfolded. And it's like the universe was listening to me, kasi prior to Connect, may isang program kasi na I wanted to attend to, or I wanted to apply, pero because of personal circumstances I wasn't able to. Nung 2024 yun, tapos pagka bungad ng 2025, may opportunity, unexpected opportunity that I can go to, that I can engage in cultural exchanges abroad in South Korea. So nakakatuwa talaga. So again, if the opportunity is there, take it. And siguro it's also really nice. You take the opportunity because you also get to make new friends. Ayan, yung silang dalawa. Very naging memorable.
Unfortunately.
Para hindi. I'm very fortunate that I was able to spend my 2 weeks in South Korea with these two. So, kaka-memorable talaga. So, you make friends. It really taught me to go outside of my comfort zone and to discover more parts of myself, and also to discover new advocacies, and to also strengthen my personal advocacies in relation to what I learned in Korea.
I wanna follow up. Meron pa ba kayong gustong ma-experience sana na hindi nyo na-experience during the Connect 2025? May ganun ba? May sayang naman.
Meron. Yung snow.
Oh, okay.
Yung snow, syempre, kasi summer kami nandun, so limahig kami talaga nun. And then, kung ang iniisip ko kasi sa South Korea is like, hindi siya mas mainit sa Pilipinas. Pero, in fact, mas mainit doon. Mas feel ko yung init doon. And then, I think yun yung gusto kong ma-experience, yung snow, or at least a temperate climate na hindi summer sa Korea. Yeah.
Thank you, Sir Gab.
Ako, for me naman, na-experience ko na kasi yung gusto kong na-experience this year, because I recently went there January also, so it was winter. Pero siguro more than winter, I wanna experience spring naman, kasi winter naman, sobrang lamig naman. So, it was really hard to move around and to do things. And I guess, sana hindi ako pagalitan ni Doc Bay. Pero, when we went there, kasi parang napag-usapan namin na parang, parang gusto namin pumuntang amusement park, Lotte World, or like, Pero, hindi namin nagawa kasi very academic, which is valid naman, very academic exchange talaga siya. Pero yeah, parang I was really looking forward to like going to an amusement park with my friends, because I feel like that will be really enjoyable experience for us.
Thanks, Gabi ka. Meron ba?
Siguro po sa mga rural provinces po ng Korea because I really enjoy green landscapes. And if there would be another opportunity to go sa mga rural provinces, to go yung mga mountainous areas no ng South Korea, then that would really enhance the experience. So, yun po.
Oh, that's very nice. Even though you guys have a lot of things that you wanted to experience, marami pa rin kayong napagdaanan, no?
Yeah.
So, the collective moral of the story is that the world rewards those who have the audacity. With that said, kung bibigyan kayo ng pagkakataon na baguhin o improve ang Korea-Philippines youth engagement programs, ano sa tingin niyo ang kulang ngayon at ano ba dapat ang idagdag pa natin? Let's have Sir first.
I guess in terms of values, Korea-Philippines has a lot of similarities. Yun, katulad ng sinabi ko kanina, yung tawaran or bargain culture. But also, like, yung pagiging, family-oriented. That's something na we can at least leverage on. And we can do exchanges for like, maybe, meron tayong capacity building between South Korea and the Philippines. Meron tayong exchanges between South Korea and the Philippines. In these events or in these engagements, I think the relations between South Korea and the Philippines could strengthen in such a way it could be a conduit of diplomacy between these two states. So,
Ako naman siguro, as a communication major and as a storyteller, I guess parang I want also to, like, for us, the Filipinos and the Philippines and even South Korea, sana yung storytelling, it like moves beyond the glitz and glamour of South Korea. And I think that's also one of the reasons why maraming tao nagugulat, or especially yung exchange students kapag nagpupunta sila sa South Korea, nagugulat sila na parang yung South Korea pala siya, hindi pala siya sobrang ganda. Parang,
Hindi pala siya ideal na katulad ng mga napapanood.
Especially kapag nandun ka na, tumitira ka na kasi ma-realize mo na parang, okay, convenient nga siya, pero at what cost? So siguro, ayun nga, yung storytelling natin, wag lang sana natin ipakita na South Korea is a very good country kasi may snow, kasi may mga poging lalaki or whatsoever. Pero siguro dapat deeply analyze din natin yung culture nila, kung anong meron sila, and ano yung matututunan natin sa kanila na pwede nating i-apply sa Philippines. And of course, as Filipinos, ano din yung pwede nating maitulong para mas mapa-improve pa nila yung mga system na nag-e-exist sa kanila, and para mawala yung sabihin na nating mga bad things na patuloy na nag-e-exist sa society nila. So sana maging isa tayo sa mga katulong nila para labanan yung mga bagay na yon.
Siguro for me, it's really remembering our history together. Actually, the one fact is the Philippines is actually one of the countries that sent Filipino troops to South Korea during the Korean War. And when I share this sa aking mga blockmates or sa aking mga friends, hindi sila aware masyado of that fact. So it's really important that we always remember how we started our relations with South Korea, no? So yun po for me.
Ayan, it was a very rich discussions with our delegate. Parang isa nga sa mga nakuha ko from all of you guys na it really shows how learning about another country can also become a way of reflecting on our own experiences, diba, and perspective here in the Philippines. Maraming salamat sa pagbabahagi ng inyong Kwentong Connect, diba, 2025 sa atin.
Alright, so that wraps up our episode for today. Maraming salamat po sa ating naging panauhin ngayong araw, Nathaniel Gabriel Escueta of Ateneo de Manila University, Sir Navasca of Far Eastern University, and Sofia Micaela Sagondera of Miriam College, 3 of 9 Connect 2025 delegates under the UP Korea Research Center.
Ayan, magpaalam na kayo sa ating mga listeners and viewers for the last time. Meron ba kayong gustong sabihin?
Bye, guys! Patuloy lang sa laban ng buhay. Let's go!
Maraming salamat. Para po sa mas marami pang makabuluhang diskusyon sa loob at labas ng Oblation, bisitahin ang aming website dzup.org at ilike ang DZUP Facebook page. Don't forget to subscribe sa DZUP YouTube channel.
Maaari rin natin i-follow ang social media pages ng UP Korea Research Center through our official Facebook page and YouTube channel. Ang UP KRC ay binubuo ng aming director ni si Dr. Kyuming Bae. Hi, Dr. Bea.
Hi, Dr.
Narinig niyo po.
Hi,
Senior Project Officer na si Miss Pamela Hakar and yours truly as Research Assistant.
Just to give us and our listeners more context, Venus, ano na nga ulit ang mga ginagawa ng KRC?
Ang UP-KRC po ay isa sa mga maraming university-wide hubs ng UP system. Tumutulong po kami sa pag-promote at develop ng Korean studies sa UP at sa buong bansa. We sponsor interdisciplinary research and educational activities on Korean studies, and we also facilitate the training of the next generation of Koreanists in the country.
Yes, and ngayong 2026 special year to mark dahil UP-KRC is celebrating its 10th milestone.
Yes.
Ayan, tama ba, Venus?
Happy anniversary!
Happy anniversary! Ayan, congratulations. That's a decade of meaningful work and engagement sa UP-KRC. Sa pangalan po ng ating mga kasamahan sa programang ito, sa streaming directors, Johnson Jean, sa ating technical team, Kuya Mark, Kuya Ramon, Kuya Raymond, sa ating production team, si Cindy, si Almira, sa aming program director, Michelle Martinez, and sa station manager, si Assistant Professor Ivy Claudio. Ako po si JJ Malate.
At ako po si Venus Samonte sa DZUP 1602, K-Sali Ka!
K-alaman, K-buluhan, K-saya. It's K-time!
Kwentuhang may utak.
Kwentuhang may puso.
UP atin to. Lunes hanggang Biyernes sa DZUP 1602, kasali ka.